The first step for making your belly look hollow is to focus on pulling your rib cage up. So pull your rib cage up away from your pelvis, also expand your rib cage at the same time. So you can practice that while inhaling. Just inhale, expand your rib cage, and then relax and exhale. When you actually do the exercise, you do a full exhale first, and then hold the air out, and then pull your rib cage up. And because you're holding the air out, when you expand your rib cage, you are trying to expand your lungs, but because you're not inhaling, you're not drawing any air in, so you actually cause a vacuum, and that vacuum is what sucks your diaphragm up, which in turn sucks your belly contents in and up. So 2 things you can practice. One is, first of all, pulling your rib cage up and expanding it. The next thing you do is practice exhaling all the air. So to exhale, squeeze your rib cage, squeeze your belly, and it might help to bend forward as well. So the first one, inhale, expand your rib cage. So that's the first exercise. Second exercise, so practice that a few times. Second exercise, exhale all the air. Practice out a few times as well, rest as you need to. And then actually doing the exercise, exhale all the air, hold it out, expand your rib cage up. And once you lift your rib cage, you'll find your belly pulls in and sucks up a little bit. Then focus on sucking up on your diaphragm. It feels, you can imagine you're trying to breathe through your belly button and pull it up. To actually get the churning effect, you're tensing your rectus abdominis. So the first step, I'll just show that again. So all I'm doing is keeping my rib cage lifted, keeping my sternum pulled up away from my pubic bone, and then from there I'm trying to squeeze them together at the same time. That squeezing together is what causes the rectus abdominis to pop forward. So one way you can practice that is by squeezing your abs. So if you pull your rib cage up, normally when you squeeze your ab, if you relax your spinal erectors, when you squeeze your abs, that causes your spine to bend forward. So instead, it's exactly the same as tensing a bicep. In order to tense a bicep, your tricep has to be engaged as well. So for this, and you don't even have to think about tensing the bicep, all you have to do is focus, keep your arm bent, squeeze the bicep. So this is the exact same thing. Keep your rib cage lifted, away from your pubic bone, squeeze your abs. So that's tight, relaxed, tight and relaxed, rather than squeezing the abs to bend the spine forward. So then when you exhale all the air, vacuum, do the vacuum, Uddayana Bandha. Then with the vacuum engaged, keep your sternum up, and then do the exact same thing, squeeze your abs. But instead of your whole abdominal wall activating, it's just this line here. So it's almost the exact same feeling as, but because of the vacuum effect, all that activates is your rectus abdominis. Now for the final act, churning or Uddayana nauli kriya, all I'm doing is moving my hips like that. And it's the same sort of thing. I'm keeping my chest lifted, my abs engaged, and keeping my abs engaged, just moving my hips from side to side. And again, because of the vacuum effect, the rectus pops when you move your hips from side to side. That causes it to look like it's churning. And as you can see, for most of the time I've had my hands on my knees. That helps you to keep your rib cage lifted. So if you push down with your hands a little bit, that will help to keep your rib cage lifted, and that might make it easier to pop your rectus abdominis out. But then once you get it, you might try and experiment, see if you can do it without your hands pressing your thighs. And again, what you're probably using is your spinal erectors. So last one. So as you can see, it's a little bit easier when I place my hands on my legs and actually press down against my legs. That provides the length in my body. Also, you can do this cross-legged with your hands on the floor. Push your hands, lean forward a little bit, push your hands into the floor. Don't do this. I'd strongly recommend not doing this on a full stomach. Do it on an empty stomach. If you've got a hiatus hernia where you get acid reflux, you might not want to do this because you just cause it to come up automatically. Also, if you have any stomach hernias or abdominal hernia, you might want to see a doctor first, or someone who knows, to figure out if this exercise is suitable for you or not. And sometimes you might feel that causes you a bit of discomfort. If it causes you discomfort, you might want to leave it out. Why do it? One reason is it helps to train the muscles in your rib cage, the intercostals, which actually help to elevate your ribs. Might help your spinal erectors a little bit. Perhaps more importantly, it helps you to stretch your diaphragm. Even exercise it a little bit. It gives you a little bit more abdominal control as well. It is actually the reason the yogis do it. The churning part is to actually massage the internal organs. Whether it actually does that or not, I'm not sure. But it can have a cleansing effect, and more, I'd say this is more relevant because you can feel it, is it can leave you feeling more energized afterwards. So it can be a good way to wake up in the morning, and also a good way to start your yoga practice. Namaste.